Greetings, runners. Can you imagine improving your race times by running slower in your training? It sounds contradictory, but it's real. On running channels, there's more and more talk about Zone 2 training, a trend that's become hugely popular among coaches and experts alike. So, what's it all about? Basically, it's about running at an easy pace most of the time. Many beginner and intermediate runners make the mistake of going all out in every workout, thinking that's the fastest way to improve. Big mistake. Paradoxically, that strategy can actually slow down your progress, and even lead to injuries. In this video, we'll explain why running slower on your easy runs can actually make you faster, how to apply the 80-20 rule to your training, and the benefits you'll start to notice. Stick around. This tip might just revolutionize the way you train. The mistake of always running at max effort. If every time you go out for a run you try to beat your own record, you're not alone. A lot of runners without a coach push too hard on most of their runs, keeping pretty much the same fast pace every time they hit the road. The problem is, your body doesn't know the difference between a training run and a race. If you're always pushing to the limit, you're building up fatigue and raising your risk of injury. Studies and coaches have found that many amateur runners end up training at nearly a 50-50 split between easy and hard efforts, far from the recommended balance. This leads to a plateau. Sooner or later, you'll stop improving, or even get worse due to overtraining. If this sounds like you go out for a run and always end up exhausted without seeing much progress, it's time to change your strategy. What does it mean to run slow, or at an easy pace? Running slow doesn't mean dragging your feet or doing something wrong. On the contrary, it means running at a comfortable pace where you can hold a conversation without getting out of breath. It's what coaches usually refer to as an easy pace, or Zone 2 effort. In technical terms, it's roughly 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate, a light jog where fat is the primary fuel source. Plain and simple. It's that pace where you feel like you could keep going for a long time. If you're gasping for air even while running easy, then it's not easy enough. Slow it down until your breathing is under control. Don't be afraid of going too slow. Remember, the goal of easy training is to build your aerobic base, not to race. The 80-20 rule, the secret of smart runners. Many elite runners discovered a powerful secret decades ago. To run faster, they had to train most of the time at low intensities. The legendary coach Arthur Lydiard was already applying this principle back in the 1950s, and more recently, Coach Matt Fitzgerald popularized it as the 80-20 rule. What's it all about? It's pretty simple. Around 80% of your sessions should be low intensity, easy pace, and only 20% should be high intensity, like speedwork, hill sprints, fartleks, and so on. In other words, for every hard workout, you should be doing 4 easy ones. This method has proven effective not just for pros, but also for recreational runners who only train a few times a week. In fact, experts point out that it can be even more beneficial for amateur runners, because we're the ones most likely to make the mistake of running too fast, too often. Here's an impressive example. Paula Radcliffe, former marathon world record holder, ran up to 257 kilometers a week during her training blocks, spread over about 15 sessions, and 12 of those were at an easy pace, with only 3 being high-intensity workouts. If the best in the world train this way, just imagine what it can do for you. Benefits of running at an easy pace. Why does this slow running magic actually work? When you run at low intensity, a lot of good things start happening in your body. You improve your aerobic endurance. Your heart and lungs adapt to become more efficient. At an easy pace, your body learns to efficiently use fat as fuel, saving glycogen for when you really need it. Over time, your muscle cells become better at producing energy. Your mitochondria grow and multiply, which means greater endurance. You strengthen muscles and joints. Running slowly but for longer durations builds up the muscles in your legs, and also your core and arms, which helps stabilize your movement, while conditioning your tendons, ligaments, joints, and bones to handle the impact of running. By not pushing them to the limit every day, you give your body a chance to adapt gradually, reducing the risk of overuse injuries. You improve your form and efficiency. Surprisingly, slow runs also help fine-tune your running economy. When you run relaxed, your body naturally settles into an efficient stride, without the stress of speed. Plus, you're training patience and discipline, key mental qualities for long-distance racing. More enjoyment, less stress. When you're not gasping for air on every run, you actually enjoy running more. This helps you stay consistent, because running feels good, instead of being a daily struggle. And consistency is the foundation of any real improvement. As a bonus, there's the health factor. Running regularly has been shown to reduce the risk of premature death by 25 to 40% overall. But a study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that people who regularly ran at slow or moderate paces had an even lower risk of death than non-runners, and interestingly, lower than those who constantly ran at high intensity. In other words, for long-term health, it's better to run easy than to push yourself to the limit every day. Not a bad thing to know. Of course, combining both types of training is ideal for performance, as we're about to see. How to apply this method to your training. Shifting from all out all the time to the 80-20 approach requires a mindset change. At first, it's not easy to force yourself to run slower than you're used to. Your ego will urge you to speed up, but you've got to remind yourself, this is how the smart runners train. Here are some practical tips. Use the talk test. During your easy runs, make sure you can speak in full sentences without gasping for air. If you run alone, try humming a tune or reciting something out loud. If you can't because you are out of breath, slow down. Monitor your heart rate. If you can, one objective way is to use a heart rate monitor. Estimate your 70% of maximum heart rate. A simple formula is 220 minus your age, then take 70% of that number. Try to keep your heart rate near or below that value during your easy runs. That way, you'll know you're in zone 2. Break down your week. If you train 5 days, make 4 of them easy runs. Use those days for comfortable jogs, relaxed long runs, or simply getting the miles in, without rushing. Use the remaining day or days for quality sessions, speed intervals, hill repeats, fartlek runs, or a more demanding tempo run. Those tough workouts will be the 20% that push your speed forward, while the easy 80% builds the foundation to sustain those gains. You don't have to go all out in every workout. It's better to be patient and enjoy the process. Remember that mantra when you feel tempted to speed up on an easy day. Be consistent and patient. The results will come, but not overnight. Give your body a few weeks of following this method. Many runners find they can log more weekly miles without feeling overly fatigued. After a while, when you hit your speed sessions, surprise! You'll feel more energized and faster than ever. In short, running slower most of the time will help you run faster when it really counts. You'll be building a solid foundation, taking care of your body, and getting it ready for new challenges. Next time you head out for a jog, don't worry about your watch's pace, just focus on running comfortably. You'll see that by adopting this smart strategy, you'll improve your performance in a safer and more sustainable way. Are you ready to give the 80-20 method a try in your training? If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, hit that like button and share it with fellow runners. Tell us in the comments, do you already train this way, or do you struggle to slow down? What has your experience been like? We'll be answering your questions, so don't hesitate to ask. Subscribe to the channel for more running tips, training advice, and health insights for runners. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Now you know, sometimes, to go faster, you've got to slow down first. See you in the next video.